Well, one thing that I love about this album is definitely the introduction of a lot of the horn parts. I'm loving the horns on this album. So you'll notice that in all of the songs. But you'll notice me also jump through a lot of genres. So uh, even within certain songs, you feel multiple genres. But throughout the album, I mean, we really touch upon a lot of different stuff, a lot of hip hop and R&B, and also rock and Latin and jazz, and even electronic music.
This is Rob Ruckus.
Hey, this is Kate Clover.
Hey guys, it's Nick Collins here from The Effect and Better Strangers.
Hi, my name is Madeline Rose.
Hey, it's Ben McKelvey.
It's Tim Howard here from Mike and the Mechanics.
Hello, I'm Amanda Lehman.
I'm Billy Harvey.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Casey Sampson from the band Twist Stop.
Hey, it's Tony from Fastball.
Hello, everybody. My name is Isaiah Mitchell.
Hey guys, it's Matt here from the White Lakes.
You're listening to Almost Famous Magazine.
Come join us for this interview. Check it out, Almost Famous Magazine.
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Hang right here on Almost Famous Magazine's YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us for all these amazing hangs. We get to sit down and really just get to know musicians, their art, and what they're up to. And today is no different. I'm hanging with Mars Hendrik. Mars Hendrik. Mars, his first name is Mars, the first ever Mars to show up in our universe here on The Hang. He's a bilingual musical virtuoso hailing from the heart of Costa Rica's jungles. Can't wait to talk about that. With a decade-long journey of live performances, both locally and internationally on TV and radio, Mars recently began the next big leg of his journey. He signed to independent record label Black Barrel Records back in September of last year. He's working on completing his second album. It's coming out pretty soon, and we're going to talk about it today. While he's not making music, guess what? He's also a motivational speaker. Hopefully we walk away from our hang today brighter, better, and with some really great words. So I'm excited for our hang. Mars, welcome to The Hang, buddy.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. This is gonna be great. I mean, I'm in Mars's universe now. So let's start at the beginning. Okay, way back. You're in Costa Rica. May have been 10 years ago. Could have been 20 years ago. Could have been on your third birthday. Whatever it was. Did music find you, or did you find music? What's your musical story in the journey?
Oh man, it's hard to pick between. I say both almost, right? I've always really been into art at all kinds and forms. When I was a little kid, for the most part, I wanted to be an actor. But then I moved to Costa Rica when I was around 12 years old. And when I was 13 is when I found music and music found me. When I moved to Costa Rica, I wasn't yet fluent in Spanish. Music became my way of communicating with everybody around me, in a way that was just a universal language. I didn't have to talk to people. I could understand a chord. I saw other people playing music. My music teacher, I remember him pulling out an acoustic guitar in school and all the kids kind of gathering around him and singing. And I just thought, wow, that was awesome to me, just how he got everyone to stand up and gather around him and sing, and kind of brought that little community together. And I thought that was a beautiful thing. And soon after that, my neighbor at the time bought an acoustic guitar, and he was learning, and I thought it was cool. And he started showing me a chord here and there, and it's the rest is history from there. I fell in love with music immediately. I always grew up listening, but right then, as soon as I felt the guitar in my hands, I just had a spiritual connection almost to it. I just felt immediately like there was a part of me that was missing that I found in that moment. And ever since, me and the guitar have been inseparable.
That's great. You use music as a communicative language. I really love that. Who are some of those early musical influences who helped you build that language out?
Early on, I grew up listening to Bob Marley. My dad loves Bob Marley. So before I could probably talk and walk around, I was listening to Bob Marley. Some of my first bands were just reggae tribute bands and stuff like that. Besides that, a lot of pop punk in that time period. So a lot of Blink-182 and Green Day and those bands, especially just learning, those songs were easy to play and sing. Blink-182 had a huge influence in me. On that time, I was 13, was skating. I just I remember Tom DeLonge talking about, how his music was crap, you're not good, or how he wasn't a good singer. He was like, well, why do you guys keep buying tickets to my show? I barely know how to play this thing. He would say, like, live on stage with thousands and thousands of people. And I was like, if this guy can do it, then maybe I can too. And so they were a huge, huge influence on me as well at that time.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I could tell you blend like little rock, some jazz, reggae, R&B, some Latin influences. Those like are really you're making a well-made meal musically.
Nice.
Right?
Love that.
That's like you're setting a great table. How are you picking from those influences to create the music that comes out of you, though? Right? You're like, those are the spices, right? Those are the spices you're putting into the stew. How are you deciding what spices to put in the stew and make it your own? So when we sit down with it, we're like, this is Mars's music.
That is a really great question. For me, certain genres lend to certain emotions better. So a lot of times it's how I'm feeling. Like for me, what genre is going to best describe anger than metal, right? Or excitement like punk does, or just kind of feel good, happy, chill vibes like reggae does, or man, all these different things. Or if I just want to dance, if I feel like dancing, then a little Latin, a little something like that. And honestly, it goes based off emotion and experience and what am I trying to communicate with that song specifically. Or I'll think of bands that I like, and in my head I'll go, what would it sound like if this band and this band collaborated, and what do I imagine that would sound like? And I'll let my imagination bounce off of that. So a lot of different ways I go about combining genres. I also love when there's a song and you can't quite put a finger on what you're like, what is that? I love when that, the answer to that question isn't there. It's like, well, I'm not sure. It's kind of like this, it's kind of like that, but I don't know exactly. I love when music can't be put into a box of genre.
Well, so that's interesting you bring that up, because I was listening to The Jump, your latest single from back in late March, early April, I think it was. And the first thing I noticed, I'm like, there's a little bit of a bunch of different things in this song. Like there was literally a little of this, a little of that. And I'm like, I couldn't put my finger on it. Where did The Jump come from? Tell us about how you brought that song to life.
The Jump, oh man, I really love that song. And in that moment, in my intuition, felt a lot was coming for me. I didn't know at the moment what it was gonna be. My life changed right around after that song, so that was a very powerful song for me in my life. But little did I know, I was just on the precipice of meeting a lot of new friends and meeting the label and starting my band. And I kind of just had this intuitive sense that it was coming. And, The Jump really is about letting go and trusting in divine timing and in the universe and in yourself, and to move past fear and to move past all of those things. And in any way that comes, to you. And for me, that's really what The Jump is, a letting go and a trusting of your intuition and of, following the flow of the direction that life is taking you in that moment. And I think that's why it was built in a way where, it builds up to that excitement. Like I said, it starts off nice and slow, chill, kind of Latin-y and jazzy, and then you get into those punk parts and you really feel like that leap,
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I loved it. It's got great flavor to it. Going back to our analogy about putting the spice in the stew, right?
Yeah.
So you've got this album coming out, and taken from The Jump and the flavor of The Jump, what can we all expect as far as, expanding on that, and what are some of the themes, ideas, and sounds that you're going to incorporate?
Well, one thing that I love about this album is definitely the introduction of a lot of the horn parts. I'm loving the horns on this album. So you'll notice that in all of the songs. But you'll notice me also jump through a lot of genres. So even within certain songs, you feel multiple genres. But throughout the album, I mean, we really touch upon a lot of different stuff. A lot of hip hop and R&B and also rock and Latin and jazz and, you know, even electronic music. We got a salsa band in for one of the songs. My trumpet player played a few months back with the salsa band at the White House, and he's coming in with his salsa band to record Besame on the album, which is going to be a mix of reggaeton and salsa and all kinds of different Latin music that I've heard throughout my lifetime. And you can expect instrumentally, expect the unexpected, all kinds of different stuff on there. And, you know, lyrically, it all ties in to karma. A lot of life experiences, my own karma that I've witnessed through other people, you know, themes of what goes around comes around, themes of, you know, like I was talking about destiny and faith and intuition. These are all common themes throughout the whole record.
No, I can't wait to give it a full on here and listen to it all. But let me ask you this. For anyone watching today who hasn't been introduced to you yet, they just learned about your single, The Jump. You've given them a flavor of what to expect, but with what music that you currently have out, you've got a bunch of singles and stuff. Is there one place that they should start and like take the time to get to know you so that they're prepared for the album? Like your first album, you've got some singles. What one or two songs do you think, whether they were singles or not, really kind of define you as a musician so that someone gets that initial taste and wants more?
So my first album's titled Explore Your Mind. You can find that everywhere, anywhere. It's hard to see here. I got it tatted on my arm over here, sort of, but you know, it's got the eye and the triangle. You'll see it if you look it up. Some of that album, I mean, really, it's meant to be digested. And one, it was influenced by Pink Floyd and Dream Theater and some of these albums. It's a concept album, so every song bleeds into the next song, into the next song. So really, the whole album's one piece of music. But if I was going to choose two songs that I personally very much enjoy from that album, I would say Rocket Ship is a really fun song. It's one of our favorites to play live. Just really fast paced, very proggy. And Imperial Humanoid. That's Imperial Humanoid. And both of those songs for me, again, were me finding myself and kind of, again, blending those genres, finding my sound, finding my voice, finding myself. You know, that whole record is kind of about me, you know, I'd call it my existential crisis in sound. So, you know, me discovering the oneness of things and me finding myself and digging in deep. And honestly, so the record, you can interpret it in so many ways. It does tell a story. Like I said, it tells a story musically because it's one piece of music, but even lyrically, it is telling a whole story. And it is very different than the album I'm about to release, but it will definitely give you a taste of who I am and where I'm coming from and what got me started.
That's great. I'm gonna have to check that out. Now let's pivot a little bit because this is interesting. So not only are you a musician, but you're also a motivational speaker. Like,
yeah.
How did you go from one to the other, and how do you use those to interplay with one another?
Many ways, because said after moving to Costa Rica, you know, my biggest influences and role models were all musicians. And in the last few years, you know, a lot of my role models have become spiritual teachers. Sort of call it even self-help, but I guess it started in self-help. Combining those things just kind of came naturally to me. I genuinely love helping people. I think that even music is a way of, you know, raising the energy and raising vibrations up and bringing people together. I think music can be healing. I think that, you know, listening to certain songs help us feel our emotions, sometimes buried ones. Sometimes you hear a song and it triggers an emotion in you that you didn't know you had buried and it pulls it up to the surface. I love helping people pursue their dreams. You know, it's been so fulfilling for me to be on this journey and put my music out there and my art out there I've encountered so many obstacles on the way that I wish I had someone like me that I could reach out to and do, I do motivational speaking and coaching and stuff like that. And having someone there to motivate me or to tell me like, hey, this is normal. It's normal to be afraid. It's normal to be skeptical. It's okay to have these blockages and to have someone on that other side. I just find it very fulfilling. I love talking about meditation and I love talking about spirituality. All of these things are kind of where my motivational speaking starts from. So really it started from a place of meditation. And then me teaching meditation, and that spiraled into more of just general self-help and then to motivational speaking. And I like how they intertwine. Bringing it back to Bob Marley, I think he did a really good job of that, of playing music and also always speaking about love and truth and community and almost in a motivating way. A lot of his concerts weren't just music, but really I feel like he was a very spiritual person and he had a very big heart. He very much cared about everyone around.
No, absolutely. I recently I saw the movie that came out. I was watching it one night and had some of those same thoughts about him and his journey, for sure. Do you, like let's dive into that a little bit though. Like for you, when you're performing live, right? How are you weaving your music and your motivational message so that if I've never, paint me a picture a little bit of if I've never seen you perform before, what's that experience like for me?
That experience like for you? Well, I like taking people on an auditory journey, I like catching you with surprises. Like I like a new audience member is fun for me because, with the first record, Explore Your Mind, we started with this one song called Atmosphere. And it's a 2-chord song. It's incredibly peaceful. It's slow. And it almost will kind of put you in a trance. And if you've never heard me, you'll be like, okay, this is what this guy's music's like. I get the sense for it now. Okay. And then we bring you in with almost the opposite, with more complex chord changes and more proggy stuff and, faster paced elements. And I like to keep people guessing. And even from then, I love having someone at a concert and kind of diverting expectations, getting them to think they know what we're about to do. And then just blowing that out of the water,
So kind of keeping your audience on the edge of their seat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about a piece of music or something that touched you on the motivational side that had a huge, profound impact on you. Is there one piece of music or one motivational moment that really has stuck with you through your career?
Through my whole career. Let me see. Music, it's hard to say, so many, for this record, Borns was a huge influence. I just knew this newest album and it was very powerful for me to listen to. He's famous for the song Electric Love. I think has well over 1 billion streams. The last record didn't get anywhere near those numbers, but to me is so much more of an intimate sound. And I really felt him pouring his soul out in some of these songs and like really those emotions. And it definitely had a big influence and inspired a lot of this record coming out, inspired a lot of karma for me. On the motivational side, so many teachers that speak out to me. It's hard to pick one in particular, to list some for people out there who want to look into those kind of people. Teal Swan's a big one, Leo Gura, Ralph Smart, Sadhguru. These are some that stick out to me that have had a very profound impact on me as a person.
Great. Now, with the new album, tell me about one or two of the songs that are really the standouts for you, right? Like when I put it on the first time, right? And we don't listen to music like we used to. We used to put the needle on the first track. We'd listen front to back. Now people hop around, we shuffle, we repeat. are there one or two tracks that as soon as I purchase the album, I should go like, okay, that's where I got to start, right? Because it sounds like your last one was a journey from start to finish.
Yes.
This one sounds like you've got a lot of different songs going on there. Are there one or two that really stand out that I should give the first spin to?
There's one song on the album called The Ballad, and parenthesis is Simmer Down, but The Ballad, very powerful song, like a very emotional song. It was the first one I made and wrote out with my band. I have string section, so there's, cello and violins and horns, and it was my first real time working with so many pieces and, not using MIDI keyboard, like really getting the players in the studio. And for me, you can't fake the sound of a real violin, of a real horn. You could do it digital, but to me, it just doesn't feel the same. I can really feel the difference there, and really having them in there. It's such an emotional song. And that was the first song that I actually showed Black Barrel when I met the people from Black Barrel. And they heard that. And that was when they decided, like, we want to work with you. Like, we want to do something with this. Like, let's work together and let's make this record happen. So that song really, started the album and really started the band in my collaboration with Black Barrel. And to me, just a beautiful song, kind of a bittersweet song. And I've definitely seen it pull heavy emotional reactions out of people. So that's one for sure.
Awesome. I'll look for that one. So you've got the album coming out in the next week or so, and the rest of the year, we're kind of at that halfway point. What does the rest of 2025 have in store for you?
Well, looking to play as many shows as possible, and just engage with the crowds and go and meet people and shake some hands and just really get out there and just share these songs, share this experience with people. And that's really what I'm looking forward to the most.
Well, I'm sure being in the Northeast, there are a lot of places to play. So I'm sure you'll be able to have a good string of gigs going into the back half of the year. Here's something we like to kind of talk about here, because you never know. And I'm talking to the motivational guy here. When you put something good out in the world, what it brings back, right? You never know where someone somewhere else in the world may be reaching out to you because they've seen us today. So with that said, is there an artist that if you had a chance to get into a studio with for a day and be creative with, who would they be, and why would you choose them?
Oh man. I did just mention Borns. I'd have to say just his voice, his songwriting, the way he goes about all that. Garrett Borns to me is just underrated artist. Hard to say because, like I said, that one track has over 1 billion streams. But if you get around to listening to the rest of his music, it's to me incredible and so emotional and personal. And I just resonated with it a lot. Listening to him in interviews as well. Listened to him in quite a few interviews, and just seems like a cool guy. Just seems like somebody out there doing good and following his heart, and has been a huge inspiration for me. So would love that for sure.
Well, and if anyone's watching and they're connected to him, you know what to do. We've got to make this come true, right, Mars?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, one of the things we love doing here is sharing, because we're all lovers of music, right? Whether you're a musician, whether you're a casual listener, we love sharing who we're listening to and what we're listening to. And we're also big proponents here of going out and supporting artists. So, you've got Mars's album on the way, buy it, number one. Number two, buy his last album, buy his singles. Support him with merch purchases, support him and buy tickets to his gigs. This art doesn't come free, and we really believe that we have to help our artists today more than ever. It is so challenging to make money at this business. And there are so many forces at play that try and take that money away. So please go out and buy Mars's music, support him, go to the shows. But with that said, we're just sitting here getting to know each other. what are you listening to? Like, do you work out and have a playlist? Do you have like a meditation playlist? If you go out for a walk, like, who are 2 or 3 artists that like you're listening to? You got them on heavy rotation, and you're just jamming out to them. Who are they, and what is it that's special about them that you want to share to get me interested in listening to them?
Well, I'll start with Polyphia, one of my favorite bands. I don't know if you've heard of them before, but oh man, then you're missing out. They're so good. Polyphia, Tim Henson and Scott on guitar. To me, some of the greatest guitar players alive right now. Just unbelievably talented, mind-boggling. Like, I thought I was good at guitar, and then I watched these guys play, and blows my mind every time. It just does not get old. Most of their music is instrumental, but wow, just like the technical ability of everybody in that band, and just their vibe and who they are too, I like a lot, and that's definitely one for sure I have to mention. And another band, similar kind, incredible band. I have had the pleasure of working with their drummer, Miles Dominici's on the record, actually, Karma, coming out very soon. And similar kind is great. The lyricism and just very, very fun. Their concerts are always very energetic, and definitely want to shout them out too. Very, very worth checking out.
Absolutely. I will be doing that. I consume so much music. I mean, I buy music like crazy. It's I used to have a record collection. I used to move a lot, so I got rid of the record. Now it's all digital, but I have more darn hard drives full of music you wouldn't believe, because I'm buying it all and really enjoy. Just it's on all the time, except when I'm doing this, because that would be really weird. So Mars, it's been great getting to hang with you and getting to know you. I'm looking forward to great success with the album coming out. If I'm ever in the area and I see that you're playing, you darn well know I'm going to be showing up. If
Awesome.
your shows are where, mainly in the tri-state area, the Connecticut, New York, New Jersey kind of
Yeah,
region, or?
East Coast. I mean, you never know. So stay tuned. We go everywhere. Was it a little less than 2 years ago we toured Costa Rica? That was fun. So wherever the wind takes me, so stay tuned. Look out, because we could be in your city.
Well, yeah. I mean, you never know. Mars could be coming to your town soon. Not only the man Mars, the music Mars, but you never know. He may bring the planet himself. You never know. Mars, it's been great getting a chance to know you. I look forward to all your success. You're welcome back after the album comes out. We'll do this again for sure, and
Awesome.
maybe we'll do it. We'll go song by song, and we'll turn everyone on to it. So thanks so much for joining me, everybody. Please ring the bell, subscribe, share this with your friends. Keep supporting what we're doing. It's every genre. It's all over the world. We hang with so many great people, and now we've had the pleasure of hanging with Mars. So take it easy. I wish you all the best, and everybody, we'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you so much.